Hi, everybody. How are you today? Okay, I'm still wearing sunglasses. I went to the doctors and I have very, very bad allergies. Okay, my eyes are practically swollen shut, and the medicine that he gave me really makes me sleepy. And this is Monday. I can't afford to be sleeping all damn day. I got stuff to do. So I'm going to take it at night. It's supposed to not make me sleepy, but it makes me sleepy. All right. And I don't know where Perry is. When I last seen he was on somebody else's channel. I don't know where Perry is. So I quit waiting. I had to go. Okay. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Dalai Lama. Everybody's talking about it. It's just the damnedest, weirdest, creepiest thing I ever heard of. Him tonguing down a boy, a young kid, I would say about 10 years old, um, in front of a crowd of his Buddhist people, and they're all clapping. Huh? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Cardi B's response to it. I think I accidentally erased Cardi B's response. Here's Party. Hey, Perry.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Welcome to work.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You've had a busy morning. You had a busy
I
morning.
had to get a big up.
And then we're going to talk about my reaction to Jaguar Wright's eviction. It's just a damn shame. We're going to talk about Latocha Scott saying that her marriage isn't open now when she clearly told us it was open. She said we misunderstood. Then we're going to talk about Don Juan treading on the internet and Kandi. Woo! I feel like my mic is too loud. Can you hear me? Oh my God. One of those days. Sorry, guys. We're having really, really bad internet problems. I hope it doesn't keep cutting out. Maybe I shouldn't have went live. It is what it is. But if it happens again, It's usually for a couple seconds and then it'll work again. I can't pick up connections in my house for my phone. If I'm on a phone call, it's really, really bad. So let me get these stories out. I don't know where Perry is. He'll come back. Anyway, so we're talking about, let's start with the Dalai Lama. So it's really disturbing. It's extremely disturbing. That's really weird, isn't it, Perry?
That's crazy.
It's pissing me off.
And Val
'Cause
says she having the same problem.
we pay for internet here in
Mhm.
Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Very, very much. And we're still having problems. And they every time I call, they give me that story that this city's overcrowded.
Yeah, some bullshit.
It really is.
I mean,
Anyway,
they overcharging, but they ain't saying shit about that.
now back to the Dalai Lama. It's really disturbing. So he was having. No, let me say this. Let me say this, okay? Because I don't want. Hold on. Let me say this. Okay. I lived in California a very long time. And Perry, you could agree with this. Hold on.
Mhm.
It's going to pop up.
You know what?
I've lived in California a very long time. And California is a melting pot. You've got every kind of nationality there is. And I've had friends of every different nationality: Samoans, Black, white, Irish, Russian, Hawaiian.
Mhm.
It's just a melting pot in California. And that's one of the best things about California is you meet different people, different cultures. And there was a time where I had a friend, an Asian friend, that got me started talking to me about Buddhism. Do you remember Beethoven, Perry?
Yeah,
Very good
I
friend
do.
of mine. And he would talk about the Buddhist philosophy. And on paper, it makes a lot of sense. Most religions make a lot of sense, unless it's some kind of cult. So there's a lot in the Buddhist religion that I like. Okay. I know about Zen, I know about Dharma, all of it. I know about all of it because I got really close to this friend and he was teaching me about it. But that doesn't mean that I'm religious. I'm very spiritual. I'm not religious. And you can't trust any leader blindly. You just
Right.
can't do it. I don't
Right.
care what religion it is. You cannot follow people blindly. Hi, Dizelle. He says, "What's up, Perry and Sharrell? I hope you feel better, Sharrell. I hope y'all had a blessed Easter." He is so sweet.
We really did. Thanks, Denzel.
I will be dropping the link. You cannot just trust any leader. You just can't. Okay. It was so bizarre. So they're at a conference. This little kid asked the Dalai Lama, "Can I hug you?" He walks up on stage. He hugs him. He points like this, "Give me a kiss on the cheek." That's all good. Then he goes like this, "Give me a kiss on the mouth." And I'm going, I don't kiss nobody in the mouth, even my own children. Only Perry. I don't kiss anybody in the mouth. It's too you're too close to me if you can kiss me on the lips. But I've seen families kiss each other on the lips, and it's not that bad. It's in my personal space. But then he sticks his dusty tongue out and says, "Suck my tongue."
Oh, hell no.
Then he's hugging him like this.
Okay.
But the weird part is you're doing this in front of a lot of people. Let me turn my speaker down. So I think something is seriously wrong.
How old is he? How old is he?
Oof. I don't know
I mean,
how old he
if we had
is.
to guess, right? I'm just saying, like,
Uh-huh.
mental illness is real. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know if he just couldn't control himself and not to, downgrade nobody religions. It's not about that.
Uh-huh.
It's about just what the hell we had to see.
Yeah.
So
You didn't see it.
well,
You didn't
not
see
yet,
it.
but we talked about it, and
Perry, if I showed you the full tape, I'm not going to play the full tape, by the way. First of all, it's too cringy.
Mhm.
Also, I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. Megan says, "Sharrell, the llama's mask slipped. Just imagine the kind of foul filth he must do behind temple walls.
Okay,
He
I'm
should
telling
be
you.
investigated most definitely what beyond a reasonable doubt, he needs to be investigated. So let me just let you listen to this clip
Hmm.
from CNN, and they explain what happens, but it's not as bad as actually seeing it.
Lama has
Oh, okay.
apologized after a video showing him kissing a young boy triggered backlash on social media. It happened at an event in northern India in February. The Dalai Lama's office says His Holiness, quote, regrets the incident. Vedika Sood joins us now live from New Delhi. I think, Vedika, anybody that's read the Book of Joy with Archbishop Desmond Tutu knows that the Dalai Lama can be a joker. But I think there's no surprise that this has caused outrage, consternation all across the internet and beyond.
And severe backlash for the 14th Dalai Lama as well, Julia. People have called it outrageous. They've called it inappropriate across social media after that clip emerged Sunday evening local time here in India. I want to take you through the sequence of events, and I want to make it very clear that it's extremely disturbing for our viewers to actually watch that interaction between the minor boy and the Dalai Lama in northern India. Now, this incident dates back to February this year, and what we can see in the video is the boy going up to the Dalai Lama and asking for a hug. The Dalai Lama then calls him on stage, invites him on stage, and also asks him to give him a kiss on the cheek along with that hug, and the boy obliges. Moments later, you see the Dalai Lama then asking him to kiss him on his mouth, and then he brings in the boy's chin rather, and he kisses the boy on the mouth. Now, this is disturbing enough. And then seconds later, the Dalai Lama asks the boy to actually go ahead and also suck his tongue. This is extremely disturbing for people across social media and otherwise. It's led to a lot of backlash, like I mentioned, because of which 6 weeks after this incident, and mind you, not before, the Dalai Lama's office has now come out with a statement where they've said that the Dalai Lama regrets the incident. And I'm going to read a bit of that press statement as well. It says a video clip has been circulating that shows a recent meeting when a young boy asked His Holiness the Dalai Lama if he could give him a hug. His Holiness wishes to apologize to the boy and his family as well as his many friends across the world for the hurt his words may have caused. Interesting to note that they're talking about the words and how it may have hurt people, the words and not the actions that you see in that video. That's been the only reaction we've got yet. We did put across a lot of questions to the Dalai Lama's office, but they only responded with the press statement that they have put out, which then continues to read, His Holiness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public and before cameras. He regrets the incident. Clearly, for a lot of people across social media, this is more than just teasing. It has upset huge sections of people on social media, on Twitter, that have called it, like I said, absolutely disappointing, absolutely disturbing, and absolutely inappropriate behavior by the Tibetan spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama.
Mm.
Okay, now
Oh,
here's a couple
my.
things that really disturb me. He jokes all the time. What? Okay, that's one thing that's disturbing. He did apologize. I don't give a damn.
Okay. Yeah.
And they fail to mention the caressing of the hug.
Yeah. I mean, she said that it was disturbing. He jokes all the time, people. And then it's very disturbing. Well, no shit. It's disturbing.
It's very
And
disturbing.
I don't know, if he's starting to lose it because he looked real old, right?
Oh, you mean like
And then he could have had an
Alzheimer's
overdose.
or something like that?
Well, I mean, obviously, people might do shit behind closed doors, but
Uh-huh.
conscious enough to not do it in public.
Uh-huh.
Maybe his shit don't flip to whatever he do behind closed doors. He don't have that separation of public or behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I don't know if the man don't had an overdose of blue pills. I really don't, Sharrell. But
Harry, please don't make me laugh. This is really
no.
serious.
No, it's a serious thing, but it's a
Yeah.
serious thing.
Yeah.
Say if he wouldn't have, what the hell you call him? Lada Lama? Whatever.
Dalai
shit.
Lama.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
whatever, right?
Mhm.
If he wasn't him, if he was just a person on the street,
Right.
it's disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
And something wrong with your ass.
Yeah.
That's just what I think. And yeah, I mean,
You guys can see me? I'm on my phone. This is crazy. I don't know what's happening, why it keeps going out, but it is. Can you guys hear me? Good. All right. So I'm just going to keep talking until it comes back on. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, something's really wrong with the Dalai Lama, and he needs to be investigated. It's not a joke. We can't have people walking around taking advantage of children. I don't care what his title is. I don't care if he apologized, if he's suffering from dementia. We need to know. Something is seriously wrong with the Dalai Lama, and it's not a joke. It's seriously wrong with him. I don't think it's funny. And them going around saying he's a jokester. You don't joke like that. Not with my kid or any other kid. Something is wrong with the Dalai Lama. He's stone cold out of his mind. Does that mean that the whole religion, Buddhist religion, is, a fraud? No. But something is wrong with the Dalai Lama, and he needs to be investigated. I don't care if he's sorry. An investigation needs to be open, point blank, period. As far as Perry's saying that maybe it's dementia, it could be, because this is in a room full of people. But the weird part is the audience clapped. This happened back in February, okay? In February. That means somebody sat on this tape for a good month at plus. Someone finally leaked the tape. Something is wrong with the Dalai Lama, and he needs to be investigated immediately. So it's not funny. He did it to the boy's parents. What? I didn't see that part, but he needs to be investigated. I don't think we should take this lightly. It reminds me of the priest situation, men of the cloth taking advantage of people, children. I just don't understand. Why isn't anything being done? And why are we accepting this useless apology? Don't apologize to me now. Maybe it is dementia. I see you guys in the chat. It could be. Well, we need to know that too. Because if it's dementia, that's not the only crazy thing he's going to do. He's going to do a lot of stuff, and he needs to step down instead of being ahead of an entire religion. It's insane. Boy, I can't wait for my cable to turn back on. My arm is starting to hurt. Like I gotta hold this damn phone. But this is alarming, very alarming, and we should not ignore this. We shouldn't. I mean, please. And why is such anger come from India? It should be coming from Tibet, where he lives. So it is what it is. Very, very disturbing. Okay. So let's move on. I need this. Hold on, because my hand is hurting. My arm. Sorry, guys. I didn't even know that I could go live from my phone. So I'm glad that it's working. And let me lift this up just a sec. Oh my God, I could take calls and everything. Wow. Never did it before from my phone. All right, so now let's move on. So Cardi B came out. I can't play the clips. Cardi B came out and said that this is disturbing. Something's wrong with the Dalai Lama, and that people shouldn't leave their children in other people's hands, whether it's a family member, a religious figure, people with titles. You have to watch your children at all times. And she's absolutely 100% right. But what we're wrong is, I get her message. It makes sense. But then people are saying she doesn't have the right to say anything, to comment about it, because you used to drug and rob men. Remember, she told us that story a couple months ago. Where are you going?
And get another route just to make sure.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, Perry's leaving. Bye, Perry. Thank you. What does Cardi B pass have to do with her saying you need to watch your children at all times, including being in front of other family members? It's apples and oranges. It doesn't make mix. So because she's admitted to back in the day being a stripper and robbing people of their money and drugging them, so therefore we should ignore what she's saying. Now I'm back on. I don't know what to do. Let me try to, I don't know. Let me see what happens. I'm going to click it. I'm back on. Cable's back on. There. There. Can you guys hear me? I'm going to have to close it. Hold on. I hope it doesn't go out again. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, listen, the internet is a great yet bad thing. It allows stupid people to have a voice. It allows stupid people to have a voice. What does Cardi B's past have to do with the Dalai Lama scaring the hell out of people? It makes no sense. So, those are just haters. They come in everybody's chat, not just celebrities. They're everywhere. The internet allows stupid people to have a voice, and you have to know when to ignore them. And this is in case right here to ignore them. Cardi B, what you said is right. We should not leave our children in anybody's hands and trust them fully. I don't give a damn who it is. We got to watch our children. We have to watch our children because you've got some real sick minds out there like the Dalai Lama. Listen, I look at him different now. I can't. He's suspect to me. And I'm not trying to offend any Buddhists. I'm not. But something's wrong with your leader. Something's really, really wrong. If it cuts off again, don't worry. I'll come back on my phone because now I know I can go through my phone. But anyway, now let's move on to Jaguar Wright. Okay. As you know, Perry covers Jaguar Wright. I stay as far away from those stories as I can possibly get. One, because I was dealing with Jag way before all this nonsense came out. So she's been evicted and her stuff is on the marshals came in and put everything out on the street. They will put you out on the street, okay? And her mom's sitting there on, I don't know, sitting on something, crying, and the son's there, and they're just out. And it's really sad to see anybody in that situation. It's not like I've never been kicked out, but earlier in my early life, when Perry started flipping houses, we lost a house to foreclosure because this was during 08, during the subprime loans and stuff like that. And the whole market crashed. And we lost, I believe it was 2 houses to foreclosure. But we didn't sit there and wait for the final day. Okay. And I want to say this in a very loving way. People fall in love with fame. It's more deadly. It's just as deadly as drugs. They love to be in front of a camera. But this is the cycle, not just with you, Jag, with anybody. With Kandi Burruss, anybody. The public will love you and they will build you up until they get sick of your ass. It's called overexposure. You are overexposed. You're letting other people use you. You're making the wrong decisions, all to have attention from the internet. It's sad. It's sad. You could say something's wrong with her. She needs to be on her meds. No. Even if she was on her meds, she has an attention for the spotlight. She loves all of this. It's going to backfire on you. You need to stay off the internet. And if anybody who cares about you, that's what they would tell you. Stay off the internet. Your life has turned into a circus act. All the wrong people around you, you got evicted. Where is King Payne giving you money? Where's Sean Davy Way? Where's all these people you had around you? It's just hard to watch. And I just wanted to comment on it. It's just, you're self-destructing. You're self-destructing. I don't like to see you out on the street like that. But it's all because of the decisions that you made. And I just want the old Jag back, not this one. We used to talk to you all the time. You didn't give a damn about being on the internet, knowing who know you, and then you just turned into a mess. And that's what anybody in the public eye. I don't care who you are. The public will love you till you get overexposed, and then they will help bring you down. Don't fall in love with attention from people you don't even know. It's just hard to watch, especially if you knew the way that she was. It's just, girl, you're going to self-destruct. You're going to self-destruct. I know, I seen the mom crying. It's just, you need to stop. Leave this stuff alone. You can listen, the most famous people, Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Prince, they didn't do that many interviews. They didn't. They let their work speak for themselves because they know you don't believe the hype of what the crowd is telling you. They will love you till they don't. And I hope that makes sense to you. They will love you, build you up to tear you down. That's what they do. That's how it works. And you're not nobody special. They build you up to tear you down. And they will love tearing you down. Watch this. Next, they're going to eat it up. But that's your mom sitting there on the curb crying, not theirs. The whole thing is just ridiculous. Sad to watch, Jag. I know you told Perry, that for me to give you a call, your life is too chaotic right now. I just can't. All right, let's talk about building up to pull you down. Okay, let's talk about Kandi Burruss and the show. What's that show called? No, not R&B Divas. Oh my God, I forgot the name of the show. SWV and Escape, Queens of R&B. Let's talk about that show for a minute and what a shit show it is. Somebody came on my panel, and I believe it was Emmanuel, but I don't remember specifically who said this. They were saying that that show got such low ratings because of the cast overexposure. Okay, so Kandi has a YouTube channel. Tiny has one now. Tamika has one now. And so what happens with these channels is they create these channels so if the show plays something they don't like, I'm serious. This is what I believe they were created for. You run to your channel to clear it up. Okay, and so if something doesn't go wrong or it's not looking good on film, you have a channel, then you tweet about it. Okay, and then if there's an argument like they had with SWV, then they go back and forth, and all the public's in your business, and rah. You're overexposed, Miss Kandi Burruss. You're overexposed, Tamika. Not Tamika, because Tamika really has not been in the public eye like that. Tiny. You guys are overexposed, and it's, what's the word? I'm oversaturated, and it's bringing down the value of the show. That show would have been a complete hit if they would have let everything played out on the show, which would have created a demand for a reunion. But when you go back after every single show and try to clean up something that the public thinks is wrong, it oversaturates it. That's what I'm thinking. We can talk about it. I think it's oversaturated. I don't care anymore how many people Rocky having an affair with. I don't care because it's constant. It's all day long. It's oversaturated. It's not like we get to see the show once a week. What's going to happen next? And we talk about it and we sit and we wait for the next one. And then that's what makes everyone go to the chat, go watch it because we don't know what's going to happen next. But when you are doing 2-hour lives, giving us play-by-play, telling us what's coming up, and child, if you think that's bad, wait till next week. You guys are oversaturated. It's just oversaturated. But anyway, and I don't think you're going to get a second season. I think for 2 reasons. I don't think SWB will want to work with Escape again. You guys need to repair that friendship because you guys just disrespected SWB for no earthly good reason. You're believing the hype. You see the numbers and you think more people like you than they do. SWV has probably the same amount of fans, if not more. this "we're better than you," that was just bad. So I don't think they're gonna put themselves through that again. And then the ratings are low. Last night was it's low. Nobody's watching the show. I just don't think, not just this show, any other show, with all of these cast members getting channels now and then arguing outside of television, it's just overkill. It's too much. And anybody that does it, like Kelly Dodd, she would always run to her channel. Like, it's too much. You guys have to tell me what you guys think about it. But anyway, so what's her name? Latasha went on Watch What Happens Live and act like we didn't hear what she said. She said her marriage was open, right? I'm in an open marriage, so I know everything. That's what she said. Then she goes on Andy Cohen last night and says, "That's not what I meant." Oh my God. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care what happens to escape. I need an escape break. Okay. I need a Kandi Burruss break. You guys are oversaturated. Latasha, you are straight out lying. So what happens also too when you're running to your channels or responding to the public, so no one wants to be looked at in a bad light. So when she said we have an open marriage, everyone was like, "Girl, you're lying. That marriage is not open. He's cheating on you." Then she doesn't want herself to look dumb. So then she goes on Andy Cohen and acts like we misinterpret her, or, we're reading more into it than it was. Oh my, it's just ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Let's talk about Don Juan. So I watched the show last night, and everyone said that Taj told Don Juan to shut up. I actually did not hear that part. I'm gonna have to drop the link you guys have. I did not hear anybody tell Taj to tell Don Juan to shut up, but he's trending now. He's trending. People are saying he's busybody. He's all up in Kandi's business. People don't like Don Juan. But even worse, and I'm going to put this on the screen so nobody thinks I made this up. They are questioning Don Juan's sexuality, which you should never do. You should never question anybody's sexuality because their sexuality is none of your business. But Don, I think you're right. They're right. You too are overexposed. You are always being Kandi's. It's crazy. Let me read you some of these things. It's trending. I can't even see. Hold on. They're talking about Don Juan and his sexuality. It really does. Oh, they're calling him the B word, child. Okay. They're not liking Don Juan. Okay. I don't know. They're questioning his sexuality. I'm going to drop the link. If we have any questions, if anyone wants to talk about the show last night, we can talk about that. Let's just get to me dropping the link, because if my cable goes out again, I have to come back on my phone and you guys can keep the party going. How awful is that? But he's actually trending right now, and everyone's on there talking, having a Don Juan fest. They're having a Don Juan fest, okay? Oh, my buddy. Hey, everybody. Hey, AJ.
Hey.
Hey, Opinion.
What up? What up?
Hi, Sharrell.
Let me squeeze Denzel in here. Hey, Denzel.
How you doing,
guys,
Sharrell?
Good. If my cable goes out again, y'all keep the party going until I come back on my phone. Okay.
Okay.
AJ, what do you want to sound off on first?
Yes. Basically, Latasha. Latasha's a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch her on Watch What Happens Live yesterday?
When she lied and told everyone.
Today. Yeah. That she didn't know nothing about the money, and also how she expected her sister to forgive her. And I think one of the somebody called in and said, or wrote in and said, well, how did you expect her to forgive you when you called her a liar? So that was a good point. So she was just, acting all innocent, deflecting, I'm done with her. And
I'm done
also,
with.
it's no, I'm so surprised that you didn't know about Don Juan.
I didn't
How you
hear it. I
doing?
watched it. So Taj told Don Juan to shut up.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So yeah.
What part was that?
Don Juan did a video. He said it was all taken out of context. He said didn't go down the way that they had it played out. She said
Okay,
she didn't
I
tell him to shut
watched
up.
it. Opinion. When did she tell Don Juan to shut up?
When they was on the stage trying to figure out, when everybody was gonna come in and out, they played it like she was like, I'm tired of this. I ain't got my medication. And he was like, he said something about this is stupid. He said this is corny. And then she said, who said that? Who said it's corny? And he stood up. And then all of a sudden you heard, shut the F up. And then it
Yeah,
was really crazy. But when Don Juan explained it, I kind of got it. And then after I watched Kandi live, I was like, oh, okay. She said they cut a lot out and tried to piece it back together. But
well, Coco and Taj went live last night on Taj's Instagram.
Oh,
and
wow, this is crazy.
Coco did say that Taj told him that, but it was under her breath and the mic picked it up.
So that's why I didn't hear. I did not hear him. Why does everyone hate Don Juan? Do you think he's in everybody's business but his own?
Absolutely. He's been up Candy's route since the very beginning, since that princess came on the TV. He doesn't have a mind of his own. He's always whatever Kandi says. He says.
Well, Don Juan said he got a bad rap because he got into it with one of the housewives. He said, but believe it or not, he said he is minding his business. He was like, he's getting paid to be the business manager.
I was
That's
going to
his
say
part.
isn't that his job?
He says, I run the business. He was like, so for everybody that's disrespecting me and saying I'm getting in women's business, he was like, no, this is what I get paid for. Check my resumes. I got a degree and an MBA. He was like, I'm not on here just to be playing around with nobody. He was like, I am handling my business.
Okay, so Don Juan at the beginning of the season said, Escape at the beginning of the season said they didn't have a manager, correct? So why
they don't have a manager, but that's Candy's manager.
But
he manages all of Kandi. No, listen, he manages all of Kandi business, just like Latocha had.
Hold on, y'all both talking one at a time.
But Don Juan does not have any management over SWV, so he should have kept his comments to himself. Give your
he has management over the Escape shows, though.
But
he should have been setting up that T-shirt.
Exactly. Do something else.
Yeah, he needs to he needs a heartbeat, basically. He needs to stop it now because Don Juan always get involved in other people's business.
Okay, let me push back. Let me
he's Candy's henchman.
Let me do the other side. That's what Kandi pays him for.
But sure, can I say something?
To be a henchman?
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Don't pay him enough.
Okay, so you know what? After last night, after the finale, after the Watch What Happens live, I'm team Latocha Scott. You know why?
You said what?
What?
He's team Tasha Scott.
Oh, please, girl, boy.
Let him speak. Go ahead.
Just listen to me. Not because I think she's innocent, not because I think that she didn't steal the money or whatnot, but I do think this show was set up against her. Why didn't we talk about Candy's threesomes? Why didn't we talk about all the allegations about Tiny and all the things that Shekinah has said? This show was meant to make Latocha look bad. And I think it's interesting that her album was coming out pretty soon before the show. And who does the network like in that show? Kandi.
Yeah, Kandi did have a gospel
Leave
album.
her out of that. Leave her out of that mess.
That's just my opinion.
Bullshit.
Let me think about
Use my language.
You feel that Bravo itself wanted to make Latocha look bad? What would they get out of that? Ratings? I'm confused.
Well, they didn't get that.
Listen,
they didn't even get that. They're over. And by the way, I'm the one who said they were overexposed.
Look at it.
We're going to talk about that later because I think you're right. Go ahead, Emmanuel. What would
look at it? Yeah, look at it this way. Who has never liked Latocha in that group?
Kandi.
Exactly. Who is the network's highest paid?
Kandi.
Kandi, but how could
Okay.
Kandi? I'm not a Kandi fan, but how could she just give? Listen, when you just give them, they can only film what you give them. How about
Right.
that?
Yeah, I
Right.
think what he means is that, this show wouldn't happen if it weren't for Kandi. Pitching
Well, that's
pitching
not
it to
true.
Mona
That's
Scott.
not true because they didn't want to do
Okay.
the show without SWV, the network.
Right.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I'm just trying to figure out where Emmanuel's coming from because you usually are right. I just gotta figure out what you're saying.
Okay. All I'm trying to say is this. Every single one of the escape group members had issues going on, yet only one of them was put on television, and that was Latocha's.
Okay.
Because Kandi and Tiny's records aren't necessarily clean. Why didn't they
got
talk
to
about
do?
her son?
They weren't stealing money neither.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they got to do with anything?
Emmanuel, she said that's a huge storyline that your sister's stealing from you. That's a huge storyline.
Yes,
Not just stealing from you, she's stealing from the group too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would say about that the NDAs and her son cussing out elders. That's also a storyline. Talking about Tiny.
Not as bad as you've been stealing my money. You changed the address on me, and you're still claiming it's all a figment of my imagination.
Right.
I don't know, but you feel that once they realized that this story was there, they really focused on that storyline. And if they would have backed up a little bit, maybe the sisters could have worked it out. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. They added too much fuel to the fire.
That might be right. We got to give them that. Like,
ain't that Mona Scott?
She's still the devil. Like, she is. I'm
you
sorry
call
to
Latocha
say,
the devil.
she's horrible. Like, I cannot. Like, the way she treated her own sister, that is terrible. That is absolutely terrible. And she's not even owning up to it. And she's embarrassing her on national TV. And then she's acting like, oh, this is the first time I've heard of it. Oh, this is the first time I've heard of it.
Let me tell you, AJ, what I think happened. This is what I think happened. Okay, they stole the money and they were arguing and all that. But, and this is probably has never happened to you before. When it's aired and you see how you look to other people, because some people can't, take their stuff out of the equation. You get embarrassed. And then you start trying to
cover it up. Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe that's what happened because she just says the craziest stuff. You said it was an open marriage, but then you come back and then you say, I meant open communication. If you meant open communication, you would have said open communication.
That's right.
To be fair, she didn't say open marriage. She said open relationship.
Well, no, she did. She said, we have an open marriage, she said.
No, she said relationship. Because I went back and watched it. She said relationship. So
ain't that the same thing?
Go ahead, opinion.
We have an open relationship.
What is a marriage? Ain't a marriage to have open you communicate openly?
Okay,
so why would she need to say she was in an open relationship? Like if you married, you gotta have to have open communication anyway because it ain't no secrets in a marriage.
Let me ask you this opinion. I feel like you're kind of backing up off of attacking Latocha. Why?
No, I'm not bagging up off of talk. I'm saying Latocha, what she's saying doesn't make sense because a marriage is open communication. So you wouldn't need to come to us and say it was difficult for you to say you was in open, relationship because your marriage is open. Like you don't hold. I have a husband. I don't hold no secrets. You got Perry. Y'all don't hold no secrets. Y'all in a marriage. Y'all have to communicate. So it wouldn't be hard for you to tell nobody that you communicate with your husband because you're in a marriage.
So he was telling her, so he was cheating on her 6 times and going back and telling her, I've been cheating on you. Is that what she means by open marriage?
She did all that because of the Tasha K stuff came out. She tried to,
I mean,
her album came out and it ain't went nowhere. So now she's trying to bag up. She's saying, "Oh no, that's not what I meant," because now she want everybody to come on and stream her stuff. But ain't nobody gonna fall for it.
This woman is being controlled by her husband. I believe it. I'm sorry.
What do you guys think about AJ saying they would have had higher ratings if they didn't run to social media? Does anybody agree with that?
I
So
disagree.
so social media, and they've been on every YouTube channel. They've been like giving their stories. We pretty much know what's going to happen
Yeah,
throughout
that's
the
why
season
I
now,
said that
and
last
we
time,
knew
Sharrell.
this. Yeah, with
You said that too. I
Yeah.
think,
I
and
said,
it's
yeah,
not just Escape. It's any reality TV star with these YouTube channels and trying to clear their name in the public. On
and
like Mia from what's her name, Potomac, all of that out in the open. They need to keep it to the show. That's
and
what
it's
makes us want to go watch it.
and it's so annoying because like Candy has a YouTube channel. She speaks on it every day, every week about the show, and she's giving out some secrets out sometimes when she does these speak on it.
But
She slips up. So it's just, it's too much. They need to stop it. Bravo needs to like make them not have these, are they not paying them enough? What's going on? I mean,
every
are they
cast
that
member
desperate for fame?
practically has a YouTube channel, from Karen
Yes.
Huger to just name a cast
But
member that has
why?
a YouTube channel.
But you're talking about, we're here to talk about them. Why are they talking about it? I don't like, let us judge you.
Yeah.
And if there's basically a huge statement that you need to clear up, then yes, you can come on and, give your piece. But every week
Every day.
to
Yeah.
like give us a recap of the
Yeah.
show, no, thank you. Like we
What's your
do
opinion
that.
on that, Adele?
Hi, Sharrell. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Um,
Hi.
well, maybe you guys remember me from last time. I'm back again. Last time I came just to talk about Kandi, and because I felt like it was getting a little bit heavy on her. Today, I just want to point out that I actually find something endearing about every one of these people on the show. Because at the end of the day, we have to remember that this is their lives. As much as it's entertaining, and I watch every episode because it is entertaining. Let's face the fact. But at the same time, I think sometimes, like from my place, I always come from a place of what's fair and what's true. I
Right.
think some people are getting off right now on that, oh, let me hate Kandi train. And even Latasha at times, let me hate Tasha. That's a popular thing to do. But at the end of the day, I think from the evidence, it seems like she did it. But what happens is that she's in so deep that it's almost like, can she really get herself out now without really damaging herself further? I almost feel like the so-called mistress, what she said about Rocky having something on her, I almost believe that. And that's why she can't actually go against him, because if she goes against him, it's going to damage her even more. And
can I just say,
go ahead.
Go ahead, AJ.
I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, she said go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead. Somebody go.
Okay, sorry.
So when it comes to Kandi, like I said the other day, she is rough around the edges. But I also think that at the end of the day, some people find their lane and what they're good at based on who they are, the education that they've had, and they find what works for them. Would I say everything I like about her? No, there's things that I don't even like about myself. And that's it's like you're using your own skills and your own what you know to basically do the best you can in your own life. And what I don't necessarily like, and not just about Kandi, just in life in general, people find those things and they just want to push and push and push. Like Emmanuel, I love you, Emmanuel. It's like I can't for the life of me understand. Like I see you as the sweetest person ever, but your thing for Kandi, I don't get it. I really don't.
Oh, you didn't go to my members only yesterday, did you? It's totally personal.
I keep forgetting. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I watched everything else, but yeah, I think oh, he said that on the members only. Okay,
Yeah,
so maybe I will go and is it something that I can watch after?
Well, yeah, it's there.
Okay, so I'll watch that after. But the point that I was trying to make is this, is that I don't leave room in my life enough to hate anybody. And I don't mean hate as in hate. I mean the idea of like doubling down, tripling down. It's the idea that I leave room for the idea that no one's perfect. And, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, you can show shade, you can do all this stuff. In essence, some of this conversation, and I think AJ, part of it, your conversation sometimes is entertainment. And if you make me, even when I don't agree with you, I'm laughing. I'm like, why am I laughing? And but because the way you deliver it and the way you throw it like this, it makes people laugh and it's entertaining. But at the end of the, sometimes we're talking about stuff, you know what I mean? Sometimes
Adele, you sound really, really sweet. Okay.
Yeah, she's so sweet.
We need people like you in the world. We really do. But
We do.
we're not all like that, right?
No, and I was gonna say what you said about Latocha as well. Could she be forgiven? You know, I think she could, because like
sister, yeah.
I always say, like, America is the most forgiving country in the world. I have to say that because I remember when I don't know, when Fergie, the whole scandal came out when somebody was sucking her toe, and then she was banished from the UK and all over the tabloids. America took her in, and they really embraced her.
This is what I want to say to Adele. We need people like you in the world, because you can't.
Amen to that.
People can get ridiculous, just too harsh, and just you say anything on the internet. And these people do have feelings. But then you need people like me too to say that story doesn't make any sense.
Well, you're sweet, Sharrell. You're sweet. I think sometimes you get fed up with the nonsense, but overall, I think you're sweet.
Sometimes, I'm telling you from my own mouth. Sometimes, but I'm not always sweet, especially when it comes to.
I watch your shows, so I know what you're talking about. But in that, you don't go and bother nobody. You don't go and bother nobody.
No, I don't start it, but I finish it pretty well.
No, that's right.
But that's any of us, like, maybe I'm doing it different than you are. But I can tell a person, like, back off. What are you trying to do? But that's not where I come from. Because
you're like, really sweet. But here's the thing, and you tell me what you think about this, Adele. You're right. That's really personal what happened with Tamika and Latocha. Latocha has backed herself in a corner and everybody's judging her. But I'm going to need her just to admit to it before I forgive her. And she won't do it.
And you know what Latocha just said? And she said something like, "Oh, I want my sister back." What she keeps on saying is, "I want the old sister back that I can walk over and use and abuse." And she doesn't realize that sister's gone. She doesn't realize that, you know what? I'm tired of living my life to your service. Like all of those 33 people walking around behind you. I don't want to be one of them. I want to be your sister, fully beside you. We can conquer the world together that way. But if you want me to keep on just be your lackey, like she said, the deal was for us. And because I said to her 50% was, let's do it 50-50, she got insulted and the conversation was done. Who does that?
It's about everything. Listen, if she just give me a half-ass apology, everybody would be more willing to forgive. But she is straight out denying it, like everybody's lying. And that's where I get upset. Like, you're going to call me a liar. You're going to say that this receipt is false and this receipt is false. Just admit to 10%. And then we could work on reconciliation.
She needs to admit to all of it, basically. And I think if she can do that, America, come on. America is the greatest nation.
Can't she do that?
Always forgive people. They will forgive her. People will forgive her.
I think she can't do it because there's a part of her that believes that if she does it, everything will fall down. I think she's portraying a person that she wants us to see, and she's really not that. She's not as strong as she's trying to portray.
Or there's another option here. Maybe she can't do it because she's in on it.
That's the point too. Yeah,
or maybe
right.
Her husband is making her do it. She's like a Latoya Jackson. Remember Latoya Jackson back in the day?
Like if he's making
her husband used to make her do it.
Go ahead, Adele.
Why did she say so? Why did she say though that that she knows everything? Like when anyone's talking to her, even though what happens live, when she was talking, she kept on like she never really answered any question. She just kept on going. the receipts. Even if you saw it 1 week, it's still enough. It's still all there. Even Rocky admitted to everything. Oh, we'd have to fake this. We'd have to fake that. Yeah, that's what she put on there. She put all the stuff that you guys faked on the video. So you're right. So I understand what you're saying, Sharrell. It's like someone putting in front of you all of these things, and you're looking at them and go, "Oh, that's a lot of papers there. Interesting. But what are they for?" Like, and
she knows that, and
over.
she knows the dates as well, which is very interesting. Yeah. She said like, "Oh, it was that many years ago, but I don't remember it." She remembers dates very well, but she doesn't remember her crime.
Stay in the chat. Sound off, Sebastian.
Number one, I'm gonna say this. I publicly apologize to the way I disrespected Latocha on this platform multiple times. Because looking at it now, I've seen that this show was a show that was made to drag her. And it was everything. It was a mean girl show. It was a gang up show. She had no one on her side. I am standing with Emmanuel on that opinion. Latocha is the victim in this situation.
Explain
really, Sebastian.
You're saying that this show was totally created to make Latocha look bad. How did they do that?
One, they did not have to air out anything. Tamika could have kept her mouth shut about the check and dealt with that behind closed doors. I'm sorry. Y'all could drag me. It's the truth.
We have to.
No, she needs to be exposed.
Yeah, what about that? Sebastian, why protect Latocha when she did it?
Exactly.
I'm just going to say this. I 100% think that her husband did it. I don't think she did it. I think her husband
did it.
She does not. As much as I and also, you know what? It's just the check anyway. She's the voice. She's the mind, body, and soul of Xscape anyway. Without them, they won't even succeed well. And rumors are she owns a trademark in Xscape's name.
She does. Her and
okay. What they got to do anything?
Wait, hold on. Sebastian, what brought you to this change of heart? What happened?
My change of heart happened after I saw the way that show ended and how her voice just sung out so well without even showing up to practice. It just showed that she truly is the star of Xscape.
Oh, please.
Wait, well, let him finish.
That's all I have to say. Y'all can finish.
Now, Sebastian, me and you usually see eye to eye on everything. But
I can't hear you, Don. Speak up.
I said me and Sebastian usually see eye to eye on these things, but not. There's a break now. I'm sorry, sir.
Let me reword it, because this is what I think Sebastian is saying. That Latocha also is a big, huge part of Xscape. She has a big contribution, and in the end, it will benefit them all if there were 4 members again. So how do we get back to that? Is that what you're saying, Sebastian?
He went on mute.
I think.
Where'd he go?
She sings the best part. That's what he probably meant. Like, she gets the best parts.
Mika, sound off.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Sharrell. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
I've just been watching this shit show. It's just ridiculous. Right. And to answer your question, Tasha is not going to admit to anything because she's a narcissist, like her husband. With his lying ass. And she did herself a disservice by doing that Watch What Happens Live interview because she didn't answer any questions. She danced around. She continued to throw us under the bus. I don't like her. I've never liked her. And then that attitude, it's disgusting. And she continued to double down on, no, well, Rocky didn't do this. And I let him handle the business and this, that. And it's just like, to me, their relationship, it has like a pimp and a hoe type of dynamic. So when Kandi said he's her brain, he is. It's like he worked for R. Kelly all those years and was his manager. And I can see how they say R. Kelly groomed those young women and the women that he was involved with. It was men. I think Rocky came in, he saw that she has very low self-esteem. He groomed her. And all of these years since they were in the Xscape group, he's always been the thorn in Xscape's side. because he has such a control over her, and she's not going to go against it. And listening to that mama of theirs, you can tell the mother has always been in her ear. You're the favorite. He's a good man, Savannah. He just stay with him no matter what. She comes from that old school where the women just stayed and they suffered just to say they have a man, or it's better to have a piece of man than no man at all. So
now,
you
I agree with you, Mika, but let me present the other side. What about Tasha did not expect the show to just turn on her the way that it did.
She
she has all this stuff coming at her, and she's just overwhelmed and just trying to stay afloat.
She's not doing a good job. She just needs to put the shut to the up and just do like everybody does when there's scandal. Just let your PR team, not your husband, because her first mistake is making him the manager. I'm not going to pay any man that I'm laying up with or screwing to pay him. You have to keep family and business totally separated sometimes, because in her case, it's not working. Her husband has full control over her. She's going around doing all these lives and these interviews, and she needs to shut up because she's doing more harm than helping herself and Rocky, because I believe she was in on it with stealing her sister's money. And when her sister came out with those receipts last week or the week before last, it's like they had to go into a mode like, oh, we got to try to fix this, but they're making it worse. And then when Rocky said last night on the show's finale, when they brought up about the receipts of him getting kickbacks, they're showing you in black and white. Oh, don't tell me you all believe a text message over this. And I'm like, girl, it's in black and white. And then he sat up there in their confessional and was still lying. Oh, how can I do that? I don't even have a bank account. You can't put money into somebody's Bank of America. He was getting ready to say Bank of America, but he stopped it. You have to have the person's social, and you have to have this. And Tamika said on her live with her receipts, he has access to all of their information, their social, their names, their signatures, because he's Tasha's manager, and at one time when he was managing them. So
let me ask you this, Tamika. There are some people like Sebastian and I'm sorry, Adele, that love the happy endings. In all honesty, there probably should have been a season 2 where they can get it together, stuff like that. But do you see that happening, a season 2?
No, I don't see a season 2 happening. I don't think it should be, because it's just too far gone, especially with the back and forth between SWV and Escape, and then them going on the Sherry show, the SWV ladies saying that they're not gonna work with them again. It's too far gone, because like Coco said, it's egos involved. So no one wants to back down from that. And I mean, maybe they shouldn't, because everybody feels within their own right. We are who we are. We paid our dues, and each group is right in that aspect. But no, they don't need to do another season. Tamika needs to shut the hell up. Like I said, her and Rocky need to shut up, because the more they talk, their damage control is not working. They're making it worse because they are lying. They stole that girl's money, and the mama said it when she told Tamika, well, you don't know what your sister was going through. That right there lets you know that she was in on it. So I don't know what else we can say to say, well, maybe she didn't do it. Well, maybe it was just Rocky. No. Rocky, Tamika, Rocky, Tasha, and the mama. I believe, in my personal opinion, everybody was in on it. And now the jig is up. And now everybody's trying to try to make themselves look good, but they're not. It's just a bunch of foolishness. And
let me ask you, house husband, why did Kandi and Tiny turn on SWV over headlining? Why was that such a big deal? Because it messed up the friendship. Why did she do that?
Hey Sharrell, hey everybody.
Hey.
This is why, because they think that they're the Kardashians. They think that because you have followers, that means they're going to watch your show. That doesn't work for everybody. Look at Katy Perry. She has 35 million followers. That's not translating to American Idol. Followers doesn't mean people followed you on television. I follow Kandi and them, but I don't look at everything that Kandi produces or everything that she's in. It's an ego thing, like everybody else said. But I do want to tell y'all this also. I agree with Emmanuel and Sebastian. This is why everybody forget that Mona Scott was Escape manager for 5 minutes. She knew all of this was going on in Escape. And if you go back and look on her speak on it, she told Kandi, she said, this group got a lot of problems. And you're part of the problem too, Kandi, because you like to get things your way. And Kandi was like, no, it's not me, it's not me. Yes, it is you, Kandi. And she told her that on her speak on it. Go back and look at the speak on it that she did with the Brat. The Brat said, oh, when JD brought me to the house, y'all was sitting there and I didn't think that all of y'all didn't like me. She said, all of y'all. Then she got on the radio and said, oh, Tamika, you ain't like me. No, girl, you just said on the speak on it a year ago that it was all of them. This show was set up to expose Latasha. I get that.
That's deep what you're saying. You're saying that Kandi Burruss, that's set it
up. They all in a clique though, but they all in a clique. You have to remember too, the same thing. She's mad at Carlos King over the money that she had to pay because R&B Divas was a failure and Todd owed him money. That's why he came up with that lie to tell Phaedra.
Now, Adele, you like Kandi and years. What are you thinking about, Adele, what he's saying? He's saying that we all know Kandi can be vindictive. Do you think she's did what he just said?
I think what we landed on was a situation that just kind of just fell down. It's like a rippling effect. This all started because Kandi and Tamika was locked out of their dressing room. And Latasha decided to bring their management, everybody of importance that could help them.
No. Let me reword the question. Is Kandi vindictive enough to do something like that? Take this to...
Yes, I believe so.
I think people think that she has the power that she doesn't. I'm just saying, like, this is a sibling thing. Latasha did something to her sister and shut her out instead of talking to her. And when she was able to talk to her, it so happens that there was a camera there and she lost it. That's all this is about.
No, that's true, Adele. But at the same time, it happened 10 years ago. It happened 10 years ago. She knew that when she bought it up. The show was filmed a year ago. It's It's already past the time that she could bring her to court when she brought this up. The show was filmed a year ago, last year. So why would you bring it up now when you already knew?
Kandi set up the
exactly.
Everybody, hold on, keep going.
She already knew that when she brought it up, it was past the time. In Georgia, it's only 10 years. It's been past 10 years since the money was stolen. So why would you bring this up now? The show has to have some type of drama, but it's only focused on Natasha's drama. All of these ladies got drama. Y'all don't think T.I. got girls down here?
Let him finish, Adele.
Y'all don't think that T.I. got girls down here that he got side chicks too? Why didn't they bring that up? Y'all don't think that Kandi and Ty are having threesomes? Yeah. All of that could have been brought up to the show, but they focused on one thing, and that was this money, and that's it. Period.
All right, let me
well, she needs to be exposed.
What were you saying?
She does need to be exposed. So I'm glad.
Opinion, what were you saying?
I was saying, first of all, we giving Kandi way too much power. Okay, that girl ain't got that kind of power. Okay, and first of all, she can't set up. Let me tell you something. When that promoter, the thing about it is, it's been a long-standing issue that every time this group has broken up, it's always been about promoters coming back saying, we paid for y'all to be here. One or two of y'all came, or somebody was missing, and we want our money back. And they couldn't prove it because they never had proof. So when that promoter sent the bank referrals from his account to Rocky's business account, that's full proof. That's from one bank account to another. He didn't give them a check or nothing. In the memo section, it said for escape. Okay, you can't set that up. It ain't no way to set that up. I'm just saying.
We're not talking about them setting them up. I'm talking about the show itself.
The show itself is just showing you. Let me tell you something. First of all, Kandi said, y'all think she got way too much power. She said she go from one stressful environment to another one. She went from filming on Broadway to filming Housewives to filming this show. to back to filming Housewives. She said she was so drained from this show, she didn't get nothing but a week before she was filming with Housewives. And she said that may be why she's gonna be like a bitch this season on Housewives.
No, that's not what
She
I'm
had
talking
to
about.
enter
I'm
to
talking about Mona
YouTube
Scott was the
every
executive
week.
producer,
Hold on,
and
AJ.
she was that manager, so she knew all of the stuff. Turmoil was inside of the group. I'm not saying anything about Kandi. I'm talking about Mona Scott being the manager and the executive producer. You understand what I'm saying, Sharrell?
Mona Scott is not their manager anymore, though. Tasha
No, but
had
she
her
knew what
people.
was going on, though, and she was the
Tasha,
producer of the show.
she's the
'Cause she got
producer of the
deal.
show. Wait a minute, hold on. She's the producer of the show. But at the time, they had a manager that Latocha and Rocky knew managing them. That's the reason why they was looking. Remember when they first came on, they said they were looking for a new manager because their manager hadn't done nothing since the verses. The verses was was a couple years ago too.
But this is what he's saying. Opinion. He's saying that managers know that drama sells, right?
Yeah.
So they go to Bravo.
We already know Mona Scott messy anyway. You just look at her. The show she produced, Love and Hip Hop. Like her shows are always messy. But I'm just saying, it's no way nobody can fabricate these stories. In the heat of the moment, you being upset, somebody already stole your money.
Not fabricate.
No, I'm just saying. If you're in the heat of the moment, it's no matter what. Somebody hurt you, and you feel like you're being ganged up on, especially by your mama. And these cameras here, you step out of character. She was there with her daughter, okay? Nobody wants to be disrespected. Nobody wants to feel like...
No, that's not what he said. He's saying the fix is in, like, they take this to Bravo and they say, guess what happened? Tasha stole money from Tamika. Can we make a season out of that? And they green light it. Oh, yeah, that's a great...
Hey, Sharrell.
That's going to be a great season. And then that's what happened. That's what he's saying.
Sharrell, can I?
Yeah, but what's wrong with that?
So
I don't get it.
We all know.
No, he's saying anything was wrong with it. He's saying that's what he thinks happened. Go ahead.
Okay.
Don.
We all know that this show is produced, and each person on this show has a producer. Before they enter a scene, the producer has a conversation with that character or with that person on the show.
Everyone go on mute because someone's got to echo. Everyone go on mute. Go ahead, Don. Sorry.
They know. The producer tells everybody, okay, so y'all need to talk about XYZ. I can see what they're saying about maybe a setup towards Tasha. However, you can't use what you don't say. So all of that stuff, they may have had a setup on Tasha, but Tasha made herself look really bad. On her live, she said, I know everything that happens in my marriage. I know everything.
She made herself look bad because she didn't know what was coming. That's what they're saying. Yes. They put that girl in the hot seat and she was just overwhelmed.
But she was the victim. You can't say, I know everything that happens in my marriage. I know everything. You all think I'm dumb, but I know everything. And then when people ask you questions, you don't know anything. You look sideways. You look,
They're saying she didn't handle it well because she had no idea that this was coming down the pipe. She had no idea. She was blindsided.
What, they cheated on her 6 times?
Well,
he's got 6 lovers and babies on the way?
Let's say your wife is cheating on you, AJ, and everybody knows but you, and we put a camera on your face when we decide to tell you. That's what he's saying. They're saying she
was blindsided. Yeah. Basically, that's what everyone's trying to say.
I'd like to say
I don't think so. I think she was just.
It
was slowly built. It wasn't like it didn't come out like out of the woodworks. It was slowly built. And then
if anybody blindsided Tasha, it was that mistress when she did that Tasha K interview, and now she's doing another one.
Oh, so I was watching that.
That's why.
Did anyone watch that?
I want to say this: Latasha's dad.
Hold on, sound off, Sebastian. Go ahead.
Latasha's dad did say on an interview not too long ago that Latasha's not known for lying. Tamika is. Tamika has lied before to him. Multiple times.
That's pretty deep. You think that Tamika would lie about getting money?
And even the dad said, even though he has a closer relationship to Tamika, he was honest there. He said that Tamika is known to lie.
Yeah, well, they all. You
really think Tamika would not lie about money? She literally lied about Jermaine Dupri's dad.
Hold on.
Oh my God. Who was talking?
Me.
Go ahead, Sebastian.
You said you don't think Tamika could lie about money. Tamika
No, I
has a
said,
really.
do you think?
Oh
Tamika?
yes, I think she could. If she could have lied about Kandi sleeping with Jermaine Dupri and Jermaine Dupri's dad, of course she could.
Child, y'all getting deep.
But
This is
isn't that
crazy.
true?
Hold
No,
on, we got so many people backstage. Who hasn't spoken yet?
Me.
I'll drop the
Say
room.
one thing and then I'll go. Just one thing and I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I think no one planned this. I think hurt feelings happen. Like this girl was going through so much for all her life, and she just let it loose. Like even Mona Scott said it. They weren't prepared for this. This was just supposed to be a conversation about a little event that happened, but they went into the situation and it just blew up because Latasha decided that she didn't want to hear or talk to her sister at a time. She continued to do all the same things. You have my number. You can call me whenever you want. You have access to me, but I can't call you whenever I want. You're gonna keep your number from me. You're gonna make yourself be the high and mighty person, and I gotta just have to grovel behind you and wait for you to call me. And she doesn't think that's a problem. But any one of us, if we have someone in our life that can access us whenever they want, and they choose to say to me, I can't call you, I can't involve you in my life the way that you want or whenever you want, we're going to feel a way about that. And she doesn't see that blind spot in herself. She doesn't realize that what she's communicating to her sister is that, yes, I love you, but within my own way. I want you to love me and be for me the way I want you to be. And what you think and the way that you want to be loved is not important. It's about how I want our relationship to be. And she just needs to stop and realize that her sister, I don't think she wanted to even bring this out. She didn't do anything from 10 years ago because she didn't want to do anything. She didn't want to press charges. She wasn't happy that they took her money, but I don't believe she wanted to press charges. I don't believe she wanted to give out the receipts. She said it a long time before Latasha finally said, show us the receipt. She asked for it and she gave it to her. And even after she gave it to her, even until today, she's like, I don't know about those receipts. They're there on the video. Like for me, I still feel for Latasha. I really do. Because no one wants to be in that place.
Well, the thing is,
hold on, Sebastian. Let me let Diva jump in because we got a whole bunch of different opinions here.
Okay. Thank you.
Sound off, Diva, because wow, it got deep. It got real.
Yeah, it got real. But here's the thing, Sharrell. Anybody that signs up for a reality TV show these days, you got to know what you're getting into. There's enough footage. There's 1,000 reality shows out there, and you know every reality show, they pick up one story, and that one story ends up becoming the sacrificial lamb for the whole season. We saw it with Strippergate. We saw it with this. We saw it with that. One person's storyline ends up riding out the whole season for any given reality TV show. So my thing is, I think it came out naturally. I think it was messed up. See, the problem with the cameras is you never know what's going to happen and what's going to come out. And
no. We're saying, do you think Mona Scott set up the whole thing before
this is magic, right? She might have wanted this to come out or knew it was there, but you could never predict it going the way that it did, right? Mama G saying, get out my house and turn off the cameras, that's magical, okay?
That's right.
Rocky, if you saw Rocky's confession last night, he looked guilty. That's all I did. He looked guilty as sin, okay? Then he was like this in the camera, like, I ain't got to steal. I ain't got to do no kickbacks and somebody owed me. And then it's like he almost doesn't even want her to speak. Because when she was like, can I say something? He looking at her like making sure she don't say the wrong thing. So my thing is, I get people want to have compassion for Latasha, but she ain't that innocent either. When she went up on Watch What Happens Live with Andy, she threw her sister under the bus yet again. Talked about how her sister always got in trouble. That's how she met Tamika, because she got kicked out of school. So she wants to put all of this bad stuff on her sister, but she don't want to answer about none of the accusations, about the money, about the text messages.
Okay, let me stop you, Diva. You're saying, yes, her reactions were terrible. She didn't know how to respond. But what about the fact that we know that this season we're going to drag Latasha through the mud? and make her look bad. What about those accusations?
Here's the thing, though, with that, right? If that was the case, all of the other ladies would have constantly been chiming in and digging in about this money. They never did that the whole season. The only people that dealt with anything with the money, and it wasn't a whole lot of scenes. They had that one scene about the money, Tasha and Tamika. And then the only time money came up again is when it was dealing with them kickbacks. They didn't even when they talked about the kickbacks, they didn't say, well, we know you as a thief because you stole money from Tamika. They just dealt with the kickbacks. So to say that this was just a plan gang up on Latasha, not so. It just all played out and happened the way that it happened. And Tasha, when you got skeletons in your closet, don't sign up for no reality TV show because they're going to come popping out that closet. And somebody's always going to speak up. And if you know that your husband allegedly has some chicks out there, know that these chicks are going to get jealous because they're going to see your man. See, these men that cheat, they tell the woman they cheat with one thing. I don't really love my wife no more. She makes me sick. I don't kiss her. I don't sleep with her. I don't hug her. I don't nothing. Then they get on TV and they're treating their wife like the loving wife. And the mistress is sitting back there looking at that, getting pissed off. So now they want to come out and say what they want to say. So she signed up for this. She got what she got, unfortunately. It's sad and it may hurt her, but she has to learn how to deal with it. But honey, you got to deal with it with the truth, okay? So you want to sit there and play in our face like we stupid. Oh, when I said open marriage, I meant open communication. Girl, we didn't wake up yesterday. Like, are you kidding me? Right?
Exactly. Let me ask you this, Diva, because I'm running out of time.
Yes.
What do you think about reality TV stars, not just Kandi, because all of them getting their own YouTube channels and then arguing about stuff in public that we haven't even seen yet? What do you think of that?
You know what? They are watering it down for us. So part of the beauty is that we see something go down and we got to wait till next week to, talk about it or see it, whatever. But now what's happening is something goes down, we recapping it, and everybody like, well, did you see her speak on it? Did you see this? Because she cleared up this and she said that, and whatever the case may be. So they're using the value of what they're putting out on TV. It's like they stealing from themselves, okay? You getting paid to do your reality show. You taking money out your own bank by using viewers because now they're just going to wait to watch and see what you have to say. To me, at the end of the season, then you go up there and you speak your truth. Well, child, let me tell you, with this scene, this will happen. With that scene, this is really what happened. But you coming in between is jading the situation, especially if everybody didn't go on their platform. So now some are going on their Instagram Live, some are having this. You got to go to 5 different places just to put it together.
TikTok.
And who got time for all of that?
TikTok, yeah. It's a lot. Okay, who didn't get a chance to speak? Everybody good?
No, I haven't spoke yet.
Sound off, Denzel.
How you doing, Sharrell, everybody?
Hey.
Look, I like Emmanuel and Sebastian, but I disagree what they said. Okay. And people look, I know people don't like Kandi, and that's fine, but people need to stop blaming Kandi for everything. The thing is that I'm glad that Latasha got exposed. She's a liar, she's a thief, she's a snake, and her husband, he's a snake, con artist. They knew what they did. They stole her money. And then he was sitting up there and stuttering.
Yeah, he looked like he was lying.
Yeah, they are. And I don't know. I don't understand why some of these people feel sorry for Latasha anyway. She's a thief. And who does that?
Feel sorry. They said that she was set up by producers.
What? Well,
she didn't know what she was walking into. She didn't.
Now, Mona Scott, she made this show, correct?
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So maybe that is the truth. I don't know. But the thing is that what's her name? Latasha and her husband, they not innocent. They're not innocent, and I'm glad they got exposed.
Yes. for being gay.
Karma is a B. Karma is a B. Karma is a BTICH. God don't like ugly, and I glad they got exposed. Okay.
I really feel like.
Can I say something?
Tell me what you
I
think.
wish you could be
We
honest.
need a second season to clear all this mess up, but we're not gonna
No.
get a second season.
We don't need
No.
no second season.
Can I say something, Sharrell?
Yeah, go ahead, Bonji.
Okay, so I've been listening to everybody. I agree with Emmanuel.
Thank you.
And I'm saying this, I've changed my mind. I think if Latosha had had some media help in terms of crafting her responses, maybe our perception would be wrong. But here's the problem. Now that they haven't been renewed for a second season, we know what happened when it comes to the money. Two or three things can be true at the same time. Rocky stole the check, but Tamika has now brought it to all of us. And now that this TV show is not going forward, a relationship with her sister is fractured.
Yeah.
And then the mom, I think she saw the bright lights and got bamboozled by the bright lights and thought she would act up for the camera. And when we watched it, it wasn't pretty at all. And mom, unfortunately, seems to have stood by Latosha. Now, Latosha has an attitude because she knows she's a star. She knows she can sing. She knows she's a better singer than Kandi Burruss. If Latosha had the flu and took the mic and sang, and Kandi sang, Latosha would sound so much better than Kandi. So, and we don't know what was left on the editing on the editing floor, but what we know for sure is that Tamika, for me, has lost the most because not only is the show not going on, but they disrespected a very, very respectable group of women who know what they're doing and now have made themselves popular with kids who maybe didn't even know who SWV was.
Let me ask you this. Bonji. When they showed the concert, when SWV sing their part and Escape sung their part, it was a great show, wasn't it?
Exactly. And that's why SWV is going on tour with other people and not Escape.
Yeah.
They messed it up. That would have been an excellent show. All women, putting their talents on display, because I was enjoying the part. They'll sing a song and then they'll sing. It was just great. And now we need a second season to repair this.
No, we don't need
you know
what?
Whatever's done in the dark always comes to light. And I believe, she deserves everything that's come to her.
Diva, you're telling
so what? We're not going to have a season 2. Too bad. I mean, it's their own fault, really. They should have kept their mouth shut.
Well, that goes for
you know what I mean? I'm
That's
agreeing. I really feel like it should be a season 2, right? Because we want reality. And the thing is, if we really want reality, this situation that went down, it was reality. You owe some money. Where my money?
Down.
You stole my checks. But my thing is, if it was such a setup, remember, Tiny's mom came on there and she clearly said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm mixing it up." But she went on Tamika's live and said that this happened. The checks were taken. And you didn't want to press charges because they said the only reason the way you could get your money is to take your sister, press charges against your sister. So I'm just like, you know what? This was reality. We want reality to be real. We don't want these made up stories, but now we get a real story and we're like, oh no, this is messed up too. So we got to decide, what do we want? Do we want real and reality?
Oh, damn.
Some made up stories where they're pretending that something happened that didn't really happen. They gave us the real. This is reality. Sisters fight, unfortunately. And my thing is, all of this is being blamed on like, oh, Tamika lost something. No, she didn't lose anything. That sister, until she understands that she can't walk all over Tamika, then there was no real relationship to have. I feel very bad for both the sisters. because it is a fractured relationship. But this show didn't fracture the relationship. It was fractured way before this point.
Can I say
Terrence, I
this?
hear
Yeah,
I think the show should go away.
Sound off, Terrence.
Hey, I just want to say, everybody, I'm not ganging up on Kandi. I want y'all to go back and watch it, speak on it, and look at it for yourself.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sharrell? I'm sorry, this is gonna be off topic, but Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, however
Oh
you spell,
yeah.
I don't care how you spell a predator, how you pronounce a predator's
Ew.
name.
Did you
That
call
was
him a predator?
vile.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I could care
Well,
less.
he is.
He's a predator.
He's thick.
The thing is, I remember from a very young age when the whole Catholic Church scandal was coming out, and that time, it would have been a great moment for people who've experienced similar traumas in other churches as well to come out. I'm not equating bad people with bad religion. I'm not going to say his religion is what caused him to do what he did. It's not. It's bad people. Bad people are the ones who cause some to think this religion is bad. When you decide to take a little child, a child who does not know right from wrong, and you say to that said child to suck your tongue, it is the most
Dirty ass,
disgusting
nasty
thing
ass.
you could ever
What a
do.
ranch.
I 100% believe Cardi B is right, but she's just the wrong messenger. I'm sorry. You could
Yeah.
y'all were saying, some people were saying on Twitter how like, oh, she can't be talking about it. I agree, but she has the right message. It's just that message should not be coming from Cardi.
Okay.
I hope more people nowadays, if they've ever been touched or something by any higher up in a religion, to come out about it, because the thing is, these are people you're supposed to trust the most. That's the issue.
Where's the investigation? Why are we looking into this? Why are we holding him accountable? It was the
He
most.
probably won't go to jail.
It's just grow.
He
It was
probably won't
publicly
get-
done. It was done in public, Sharrell. When things are done in public, I could care less. For example, if I see a grown man SAing a little girl, I will 100% fight for that man to be castrated.
Exactly.
Can you imagine
They
what's
don't need
going
to
on
go
in
through a
his
trial.
temples?
They don't need to go through a trial. If there is proof that you've done it, like literally clear-cut evidence like that, you don't need to go to trial. You need to be prosecuted immediately and locked up.
They won't do that, I don't think.
You don't think that, hold on. You don't think that anything's going to be done, AJ?
No,
Why do you
I
say
don't.
that?
I don't think anything will be done either.
Well, because basically he's a religious leader of a whole
But he's sick.
religion, and I know, but the government ain't gonna do anything about it. It's the Indian government, the Tibet government, right? They
Tibet.
should do something. They're not gonna do anything about it.
Nope.
They're probably gonna say this is a bad, and he apologized. So that, and they're probably gonna. And do you saw what CNN how they watered that down?
Yeah, that
Everyone is talking about. Oh, this was distasteful. No, it was vile. It wasn't just. It was a vile, disgusting.
CNN tried justifying
He is
it.
such a dirty.
Hold on. What are you saying, Sebastian? I can't hear you.
Wait, AJ, are you meaning that CNN tried to like clear his way out, like justify what he did?
Well, they were. Well, no, in a sort of way, they will water it down when they were,
absolutely. I'm never watching CNN again. I don't know how someone.
And they were like saying, "Oh, His Holiness, this and that," and it was a bad joke, I believe. Was that the quote?
They said he's a jokester.
Yeah, he's a joke. He's a jokester.
Sharrell,
This ain't funny.
it wasn't CNN who said he's a jokester.
And it was two
his
women.
own statement.
Two women who said it.
And
two women.
And the reporter said what she said in terms of describing, because they could not show the video because of how bad and how disgusting it is. So I wouldn't say they watered it down, but the problem is when you're looking at organized religion and someone who is in charge. For example, one of the reasons why the former Pope had to retire is because of the scandals that happened within the Catholic Church, sometimes in the 50s, 60s. And because of the trauma, people didn't come up and say stuff until some of them were adults. So can you imagine in the Tibetan religion, in Buddhism, and how many temples this man has across the world, where young kids are being trained, young men are being trained to be monks? Can you imagine the access that this man has? At the least, any of us who've seen this video should be saying the international police, Interpol, should open an investigation and talk to individuals who are in these places and see whether this has happened, because I would bet you it has happened.
Also,
the child's parents, they're not going to press charges probably.
No, they were clapping.
They're Buddhist. They were clapping. They're for it, and so
did you guys
if
see
the
this
parents
part
are not going to charge them.
when he said "suck my tongue" and he threw?
Yes.
Oh
yeah, that's good. That is
gross.
You know what, Sharrell? It's
Who
so
does that?
it's so triggering
a
to me.
sicko.
And it's so sad because he's not the only one in position. And I think someone said it, like, of all the people you can trust, if you follow organized religion, your religious person is definitely one of these people that you are taught that you can really, really trust.
Yep.
And to betray the trust of people like that, I got so sick to my stomach. But there are so many people that have been covered up for decades with this, okay? A lot of the people covered up the priests. There's people in, the Christian religion, they covered them up. Matter of fact, to the point where I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't speak for every religion, but in my religion, Sharrell, it's like how you don't dare talk about the pastor or the bishop. They don't give a darn. And I'm just talking about with regular stuff. They want to almost say blasphemy if you disagree or say something about the man of God. But it's like, if the man of God is foul and dirty and messy, you should have the right to say something.
But some people don't want to believe it.
Right. Some people don't want to believe it. And I get it's so emotional, right? Because it's like you have really messed with people's minds so much that you thinking that's a joke to you. No, jokes are supposed to be funny. That is disgusting. It is dead wrong. And something needs to happen and be done about it. But not just him, all of these people. My thing is, no child, I don't care if it's a teacher, I don't care who it is, no child should ever be alone with an adult that is not their parents. And not to say that some parents don't do it, but at least start there, right? Because even when you go for a doctor's appointment, I take my son, you cannot, that doctor cannot be in the room with examining my kid without me. And even now with the OBGYN, Sharrell, if it is a male OBGYN, they have to have the female nurse in that room before they examine you. We need parameters around this thing. And I hate it because I'm all the way at the other end of the spectrum. I wish I was more balanced, but I'm the one, you can't spend a night nowhere. Where you going? Who you going with?
It's safer that way. It's safer that way.
I'm a nut job. And I hate the fact that I'm such a nut job, but it's because there's these sickos in the world that will violate your innocent child, and then your child will be messed up for life because of these sick people, and they need to freaking go down. And I don't care what status he holds. This needs to be investigated. He needs to step down. He should have access to not a single underage child.
Amen. Amen, Diva.
Ooh, Diva said it. Diva said it.
Amen to that.
Let me read this really quick. Sharrell, you're looking like a boss superstar in your shades of red lip.
Yes,
I have to wear this. My eyes are swollen. That's why I'm wearing this.
You ate that with the
shades. When
shades.
people
You look
wear
great.
sunglasses inside, but I look like I got beat up.
Oh no!
Diva, everything you said hit home. This is disgusting. Something needs to happen to that man. And just go on Twitter if you haven't seen the disgusting tape. It's on Twitter. It's hard to watch.
It is so disgusting and vile. And Don Juan, basically, what does people think then? Is he gay or not?
I don't know.
I think Don
Really,
Juan,
AJ?
I'm gonna give my
Why is everyone
opinion on
quiet?
Don Juan.
Go ahead. Sebastian's talking.
Is it a
What'd you say,
secret?
Sebastian?
Don Juan is very much involved in Candy's
You gotta
business, but
speak up.
y'all,
Speak up.
okay. Don Juan is very much involved in Candy's business, but I understand Candy pays him to be involved. But he
Not
had
enough.
no
I don't
right.
want to out somebody, but
He
Don
had
Juan is
no
gay,
right. He had
in my
no right
opinion.
to open his mouth and say, "Oh, corny."
But you're
to
contradicting
Tosh.
yourself, Sebastian. You said Candy pays him
Candy
to be in
pays
her.
him to carry the Candy Burst name, not escape. So he needs to shut up when he goes to those reunions. When he goes there.
Yeah, but she don't pay him
Yeah.
enough anyway. She
Oh
needs
my
to,
God,
you
you
know,
guys! I
she's
forgot.
greedy.
I gotta go. Oh my
Oh
God,
Don
yeah,
Juan
you
used to
Perry's
guys.
be
show.
Don Juan used to be Candy's
Where's Perry?
singing
Perry's waiting for me to go do the show. Look, this was so
Yes.
good.
Good show, Sharrell.
This is bye, you guys. This was so good. So, a very, very important
Thank you,
subject.
Sharrell.
Thank you guys for coming on. I hope they do
Oh,
something about
thank
that
you.
man. He's a sicko. He really is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
great
you
night,
guys.
Sharrell.
Terrence,
Great
don't be a
night.
stranger. Don't be a stranger. Thank
I'm
you
gonna try
guys.
not.
All
Bye.
right. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Sharrell.
Bye,
Bye.
AJ, my fave. It's so funny. Okay, you guys, I gotta sign off. Listen, if I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. I'm truly out of time. Please don't forget to click that like button on your way out. Want to thank everybody for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, but you do, so I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You guys, Perry will be on in a half hour. On three, guys, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.